Well, this is the haul from this past weekend's estate sale. This was a garage full of tools, a couple toolboxes and such on and so forth, big roll cabs. And I got to loot the old type of stuff that I like. And it's quite a bit of it. And this is all vintage USA. Most of it from before 1970. This gentleman had been a heavy equipment mechanic, apparently for Caterpillar, because there are a lot of Caterpillar-specific little tools scattered around in this stuff. And because of the time he was working, it's old stuff. I mean, we have interesting things. Here we go. Eiffel geared plier wrench, 7-inch, and that is March of 1947. See, this is 47-3. March of 1947. Real nice shape. These are excellent tools. I love using these. I use them on my own stuff quite a bit. Excellent tools. But that shows approximate age when this guy was building his toolkit. Like this, for instance. This is a very early Gripso. Similar to vice grips that we're familiar with today, and they work. They work well, and they adjust and everything. They're clean. This is an early pair, probably from around 1950. Somewhere in there, maybe 47 to 50. This little grouping right here, this is all Plum. And people are going to go, what the hell is Plum? Well, what Plum became in 1950, Plum became Proto, which still exists today. There was a dispute between the Plum company and another company that made, I think it was measuring gear of some kind, or cutting wheels, I don't know. But they were forced to give up the use of the Plum name, so they simply changed it to Proto, which really just means professional tools. Now this is I don't know, it's specific to something. It's a special tool made for something. It's not an ordinary looking socket. What it is, I don't know. This is all Proto Plum stuff. Universal. Some spanners, even a chrome. Now the spanners, I know, these are specific to something on the Caterpillar. I'm sure they're used for other things too. But these were used for Caterpillar, something on there. These are very old Blue Point. Blue Point is the companion tool to Snap-on. Snap-on Tools Corporation still owns them to this day. This is back in the time when they were made in the USA, and they're really nice. The whole thing about Blue Point is, suppose you can see it right there, made in USA. Blue Point was the cheaper alternative to Snap-on. They still give it a lifetime warranty, but they say they don't make them to the same quality standards. That, like, the metallurgy's a little, maybe not quite as good, not really intended for the professional mechanic, although many did use them. They're more toward the hobbyist. Lower price, a little bit lower quality. You can see it doesn't have that nice refined look to them that many Snap-on wrenches, even in this era, did. But in this, and also they could be made by a company other than Snap-on. So who knows if Snap-on actually made these? They marketed them, and it has their brand on them, their brand name. But in my experience, they're pretty good. Today's Blue Point, I have no clue. I stopped buying Snap-on tools in 1990, new off the truck anyway. And actually it was 89. I never bought Blue Point when I did. I always bought Snap-on, but I'm told that a lot of this stuff is made in China now. And yeah, they still guarantee it, but it's kind of a pain when something might let you down and you got to go hunt down a truck. And you know what I mean? But in any case, in this day and age, this is going to be late 40s, early 50s. It might even be a little bit older. They were very good tools. Very good tools. And you can see this man was definitely a professional mechanic. He was working on heavy equipment, and he was using them. We have this interesting stud puller here. It's New Britain tool. Nice one. 2 for 1. They also make the ones that take out just one hole for a specific size. I think that's 3/8 and a half inch or something like that. I forget. This is a KD exhaust pipe expander. That's going to come in handy occasionally. Nice shape too. That's old. Old enough, you know, probably 1960s, I would guess. Tire iron, that's not changed much in all the years. A couple of brake spring tools. One of them is actually Mac. The other one I think is Vilcek. I think Herbrand. It's Herbrand. Okay. This is Mac Tools. This is another Caterpillar-specific wrench of some kind, although I'm sure it has other uses. But what I was able to find online was this was made for Caterpillar. Or mechanics working on Caterpillar, I should say. This, I think, may be an actual Caterpillar manufactured tool, or one made for the company. It seems to have a part number on there. Where is it? That is similar to other part numbers I've seen on Caterpillar tools I have identified. You see it's a low-profile wrench of some kind. Don't know. I'm sure it'll have a use somewhere, sometime for something. Those are Velcek. Yeah, Velcek. Set of wrenches over there. A little egg beater drill. And here we have a little collection of Starrett stuff. Micrometers and so on and so forth in various gauges. This is expensive stuff. Starrett is top of the line for measuring devices for machinists and the various industries. And their stuff is not, even used, it's not cheap. Even used. And the ones that are a little dirty looking, they'll clean right up. Don't worry about that. There'll be no problem with that. Some of this stuff, like this, for instance, I think is $250 by itself. New, the one you can buy today. Still made by Starrett. This is a little tiny Mac screwdriver. A Mac G2. Nice shape, too. And that's actually going into my regular toolbox. Well, when we're done, I'll do that. We have what's probably a hub cover wrench for the old-timey cars that had the hubs in the middle. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but it kind of looks like one. It looks very similar to my Model T hub hub cap removal tool. We have a bunch of vintage Snap-on items here. One of these. These are for doing front suspension work. Interesting little machinists metal tape measuring tool. And this. What do you think that is? This is to convert your pry bar, your breaker bar into a ratchet. This ratchets. I don't know if I could do it one-handed, but yeah. And that's Snap-on. That's expensive. Not really used that much anymore, but I'm not even sure you can still get them. But 2 Snap-on speed wrenches. Those don't see a lot of use these days. Nice Snap-on impact. Is that an impact socket? Well, it is Snap-on. I haven't looked up any of the numbers on this. I think this may be another tool specific to the to something particularly heavy equipment. Probably Caterpillar. And this is also Snap-on. You see the vintage logo on there, M4. And over here, this wrench by Blue Point. This is specifically made for adjusting the brakes on a Willys Jeep, World War II era Willys Jeep, and probably after that time. You can see it's got an odd looking head on there. It's for adjusting the brakes on a World War II Willys Jeep. It's a nice find. These things are usually, what, $50? I think, somewhere around there, when you can find them today. We have a crescent wrench. Little rawhide mallet. Hilti pocket pack. Some reducers there and so on. Whole set of, most of a set of Allens, and those are all Proto. Another specific tool for something. I don't know for what, but I'm guessing it has something to do with cat. That part number on there kind of looks like a cat part number. I'm not really sure, but Proto battery clamp, battery terminal puller. This guy liked to make a lot of his own tools. I'm assuming this is homemade, but I'm not 100% on that. Kind of looks like it. Various line wrenches and feeler gauge sets, and vintage old Craftsman screwdrivers. And we have some tip cleaners. Those are always nice to have. Various sockets, and look at this. Look at the size. That goes to 1 inch. That's 3/4 to 1 inch. That's big. Proto. Imagine Proto doesn't exactly give those away today, do they? Some partial socket sets. This one is Mac Tools. This one over here is very, very early SK. Very early. It's not complete, but I think I have the sockets to complete this. Packed away in my little stash of thousands of sockets, so they're in there somewhere. Sorted sockets, Proto, Mac, Craftsman. Actually, there's not much Craftsman sockets. SK. There's a lot of SK in there. You know, who else? There's even some tools here that are actually marked Mac. This is, who is this? Is that magnetic? It is a little bit. I wonder why. Who made you? Oh, Cornwell. These offset wrenches, offset head wrenches, that's Cornwell. A nice little SK ratchet, all by its lonesome. Definitely of a later period. I don't know what it was doing in with this lot of tools, but it was there, so I grabbed it. This is a sad iron. A very unusual one, because this one you put hot coals in. To get it hot, this is how you iron stuff in the old days. Now, this comes apart, and usually these are found missing this. All you get is this. And you can see the A.C. Williams Company, Ravenna, Ohio, size number 1. And it's a real nice shape. It doesn't look like it's ever really used. Not sure if it's aged, but you know it has to be close to 100 years old. It has to be. When was this technology? This is wood stove technology. Teeny tiny rigid. That's going to clean up nice and get painted. We have all kinds of little pairs of pliers here. We have ring pliers. We have battery pliers. We have a little kind of a, not quite a duckbill, but that is a little needle nose. Well, not really little. Cutters. Duckbills. All in nice shape, by the way. These are all tight. And we have an older, probably late 1970s Craftsman. Lots of clamps, always clamps. Here's something unusual. Have you ever seen something like that before? Yeah, that's a pair of needle nose. Look at the size. Obviously, this is made to snake down inside somewhere to grab something and pull it out. I've never seen like it before. I think it is German. Did it say Germany somewhere? Yeah, it does. It says Germany right there. So obviously made to pull something from something that had limited clearance and had to go way down inside. Don't know what. Nice big Proto wrench. A lot of wrenches in this car. These two devices here are cat-specific tools. I'm told that they have something to do with the injectors or the injection pump. Really don't know. Still looking into that, but I have chased it down that far. There they are. Both of them, they come apart like that. They have numbers. 9M4568. And the other one, let's put that back in there. Little punch there. Oh, this is going to be cleaned up a little bit. Can't quite, oh, there we go. And 5H9977. Lots of sockets. Here we got, other than those, we have some 3/4 sockets here. These are never cheap. What do you use 3/4 sockets for? Well, they're for heavy equipment. They're for working on stuff like that. My supervisor. Or trucks like this. This is what you would be using 3/4 and 1 inch and bigger. So like I said, the guy was a heavy equipment mechanic. These are all, most of these I think are Proto. This one has an unknown, it's 1.5 inch. It just has a part number on it, no name. Could be a cat tool. Obviously they're impact. Strangely enough, I found no Proto. No impact tools at all in this guy's garage. Not even so much as an airline Proto. Yeah, the rest of these all look to be, these are all Proto here. Obviously, the men like Proto. They're professional tools. Does that make sense? Proto. Let's see. What didn't we cover? Oh, yeah. We have an S&K 1/4-inch drive toolbox there. Needs some repair. They flattened down the dividers. I can fix that. This is for doing valves. You know, that's a valve tool. We have a set of snips here with the Craftsman name on them. Okay, what am I forgetting? Probably a Caterpillar key, but I can't swear to that. Did I cover everything? Yeah, I think I did. Oh, yeah, here, this. Sears. Little pair of ignition pliers from Sears. This is a brake hone for honing brake cylinders and master cylinders on the old cars. Who made this? This is made by Amco Tools, model 3750. Amco Tools. And what else we got here? I think that pretty much covers it. I did not look to see who made this punch. Well, I forgot to do. It's got somebody's name stamped on it. Osborne. Okay. O.S. Osborne. Yeah, that's a good one. Nice one. I'll clean that up. That's what Evaporust is for. Get in there and loosen all the crud and just clean it up nice. And I showed you those and that. Everything in the box. And that little Kennedy box too. That's a Kennedy toolbox, missing the tray, but it's a nice small size. And it's very useful at the moment for holding all the little nuts, bolts, and screws. Oh yeah. The Tomcat traps. Because there are some places that the cat does not have access to. These things work really well. Then they are a snap, literally nothing whatsoever to get these things. You can try it right here. Look at that. Look at that. That's now set. I'm not gonna, let's see. I'll use I'm not gonna use my finger because that would hurt. I'm gonna use a screwdriver. Here comes the mousey. It gets on there. Boom. And they work too. These things, I put them in the barn and they really do catch quite a few mice. It's nice to find some of those. Those are the earlier ones too. The other ones I have don't have the yellow thing in the middle. And of course, what's an estate sale without a bucket full of miscellaneous chemicals? We have oil, brake fluid, power steering fluid, transmission fluid, lots of bee spray. Oh, look at that. I said it. And look what we got there. We have a bee's nest hidden in there. Well, guess what that's going to get used for tomorrow morning? Oh, yeah. Every summer without fail. You get the bees. Oh, that's what I wanted to show. This actually says cat. This is a 1/2-inch drive extension. Doesn't look any different than any other 1/2-inch drive, really. Yet it's an actual cat produced product. Huh. Sure, there's a collector somewhere for a Caterpillar to go, ooh, I want that. Yeah, well, if you want it, you got to impress me with a big number. Well, not really. But there we go. That is the haul from the tool estate sale this weekend. Yeah, I did go inside the house and poke around. Nothing but crap in there. You know I don't care about furniture and pictures on the wall and nonsense like that. I'm at the estate sales for this. This is me. You know, you can keep the doilies and the oil lamps. And, well, some of the oil lamps maybe I'll keep it. You know, stuff like that. And dishware. Don't show me dishware. That's nothing but disappointment. When I go to an estate sale, it's full of dishware and baby items and nonsense like that. Nuh-uh. I want to see this. And specifically, I want to see old U.S.-made tools, not a bunch of modern junk made in some other country. This is for organizing your drill bits. It actually opens up in a triangular shape. It's hard to do one-handed, but you get the idea. And it folds like this, and it's made by the Acorn Company. Acorn line. And this is Proto. Nice little flexible extension. 3/8 in this case. And this, oh yeah, Stelson wrench. Not sure who made that one. I have to clean it up to find out. And the only Craftsman wrench I found in the whole bunch one Craftsman wrench. This is a very old Craftsman wrench for sure, but the only one I found amongst all of them. Everything was, other name brands, but very little Craftsman, much to my surprise. Because in my experience, most mechanics do have at least a few boxes of Craftsman kicking around. They've accumulated somewhere along the way. All right, there we go.